I'm Stacy Larson at the Maitland Public Library. Welcome back to our demonstration kitchen. Today we're going to talk about making some of my favorite summer treats, which are mocktails. I like to host a lot of parties, big parties if I can, but I think the important thing as a host is to ensure that all of my invited guests can find something they can eat and something they can drink. And a lot of guests can't or won't or don't want to have an alcoholic beverage while they're at a party. There's all kinds of reasons for that, from religious reasons to recovery reasons to pregnant, or maybe they just don't feel like it today. It's none of my business why they don't want to drink, but I want to make sure that there's something at the party that they can enjoy. And if you're holding a pretty mocktail, nosy people don't ask you nosy questions. So let's make some fabulous drinks today. We're going to do 4 of them using a variety of fresh ingredients that are going to be perfect for your summer parties. All right, so the first cocktail we're going to make today is probably the first mocktail I'd ever made. It's called a Cinderella, and it is a mix of some fruit juices and some ginger ale to give it a little sparkle to it. And it makes this lovely pink color. So, and it's really, really delicious and refreshing in the summer. It is easy to make. If you have a shaker with a strainer, use that. If you don't have that, just 2 glasses that fit over each other. Just make sure they're pretty heavy duty glasses so you don't break, but that is going to work perfectly for you. In my cup here, I just have some plain ice, and I'm going to add all the ingredients directly into the cup. So I have this fabulous little measured shot glass. Everything in the recipe is going to go by ounces. So if you don't have a measured shot glass, just know that a 1/4 cup is 2 ounces. And anytime you need 2 ounces, a 1/4 cup. If you need just 1, eyeball the half of that, or just make a double and do 2 ounces of everything that calls for 1. All right, so in the Cinderella, we get 1 ounce of lemon juice. If you have fresh lemons at your disposal and would like to squeeze some, please feel free. If you don't have those, the bottled lemon juice is going to be okay for this drink. So 1 ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of your favorite orange juice. As you see, it's a big jug and just 1 ounce of orange juice. So make sure you get an orange juice you'd like to drink for leftovers. Also have 1 ounce of pineapple juice, 2 ounces of your favorite ginger ale, and then just a dash of grenadine, which is going to give it that happy pink color. So this one is super easy. As I said, we just throw all the ingredients into the strainer. Make sure you get the lid on tight so it doesn't leak everywhere. And give it a couple of good shakes. And then you're going to strain this into your favorite martini glass. Ice gets it nice and cold. Straining the ice out keeps it from getting too diluted. And then we're just going to garnish it with a little slice of orange. And that is a Cinderella. All right, so for our next mocktail, I'm going to make something called a Cardinal Punch. I confess I don't know why it's called Cardinal. I think because of the cranberry juice is going to make it quite red. I mean, it is quite red, but I'm guessing that's where the name comes from. Like the Cinderella, this one is a blend of fruit juices and ginger ale for a little bit of sparkle. And like rum punches, this is a great, refreshing drink, especially for a beach trip, sitting by the ocean. But because it is non-alcoholic, we're not going to go too crazy with the heat, and you can share it with your kids. So for this one, you want a couple of punch glasses, and we are going to add to each of these 2 ounces of cranberry juice. And a cranberry doesn't really seem like a beachy taste, but it does smell very nice and refreshing. For this one, we're also going to add a 1/2 ounce only of lemon juice. If you do not have a cute little measured shot glass, you can also just do a tablespoon, and that'll give you a 1/2 ounce of your lemon juice. This we're now going to add an ounce of orange juice. Top each one of these off a little bit with some ginger ale. I'm going to say if you have glasses this size, you probably want to double it. Give them each a good stir, and they're going to be garnished, each of them, with a little twist of orange and one of lemon. Cut your lemon, get it on that glass. There we go. All right. So there we have a very refreshing fruit punch, Cardinal Punch, and as you see, very, very simple. So make these for your next beachside or poolside event. One of the most common summer drinks you see at bar menus here in Florida are variations on different kinds of mojitos. So for this one, we're going to make a non-alcoholic raspberry mojito. The traditional base of a mojito is sugar, mint, lime, and rum. And so instead of adding the rum, we're gonna add a little raspberry lemonade and change up that flavor some. So you will need a tall glass, and into this tall glass, just in the bottom, throw in 3 or 4 of your favorite mint leaves. These came from my garden this morning. Mint's easy to come by. If you want to grow it, it's super easy to grow. Unless I try to grow it in a pot and then it will die. But planting it in my backyard has worked great. The catch is, if you plant mint, it's going to take over whatever space you give it. I figured I could give it that corner. There's a lot of mint back there, so I got a lot of mojitos in my future to use up that mint. So to the mint, we are going to add 1 ounce of simple syrup. This is a simple syrup that I made at home. Actually, I think my husband made this one at home. You can buy it in the cocktail aisle if you don't want to make it at home. But if you want to make it, it's really, really easy because it's just equal parts sugar and water. Put it in a saucepan on the oven, boil it, stir it until the sugar dissolves, cool it, and stick it in your fridge, and it will last a good long time. Eventually, if you let it sit too long, it does become rock candy. But it's sugar and water, so there's really nothing there to go bad. We're also going to add 2 ounces of lime juice. If you can get them, get fresh limes because they're going to give you a much better flavor. But if you can't, get the bottled lime. This is the juice of 1.5 limes is getting me my 2 ounces of freshly squeezed lime juice. So now that these are in the glass, you will need either an actual muddler or the handle of a wooden spoon. You can use that just fine. And you're going to use this to break up some of those mint leaves and release the mint oils, mix in the sugar, the lime juice, and the mint all together. It's a motion not unlike using a mortar and pestle. Just go straight in, and you're just gonna grind with the wide part or the base of your wooden spoon, if that's what you're using. You're not trying to really turn it into a mint leaf paste, just break up the leaves and release that oil. All right, to our mint and lime concoction here, we're gonna add some ice. We're gonna top this off with some sparkling water. Your favorite sparkling is fine. I'm gonna go for about 2 ounces. Sparkling water, and then top it off with your favorite raspberry lemonade. garnish is super easy. We're just going to add a lime wedge, a sprig of mint, and for color, to kick up that raspberry flavor, a couple of fresh raspberries. There you have it, a raspberry lemonade mojito. Enjoy. One of the most common summer refreshing cocktails out there is the margarita. And it's possible to make a really delicious margarita that has no alcohol in there at all. And that's what we're gonna make today. So what you wanna start with is 1 can of frozen limeade. We're just gonna throw this in a blender. We're going to add to that 1 cup of simple syrup. Again, you can make your own or you can buy it at the store. It's super easy to make, which is good because a cup of it is quite a lot. Means I'll be making some more. To this, we're going to add just a splash of orange juice. Now we're going to fill the blender with some ice because these are going to be frozen margaritas. I want to give a shout out to Councilman Vance Guthrie, who shared this Margarita recipe with me. This one is his. And the raspberry mojito recipe also came from him. So thank you, Councilman Guthrie. I'm sure these are delicious. You will be finding out very, very soon. Right. Just gonna throw these guys in the blender. Turn on your blender first. Well, and I will fess up that this being a live recording of Stacy in the kitchen, I forgot an ingredient, but you can fix this and that's okay. So what you need to add is soda water. You're going to use the can your limeade came in, fill it to the top with your soda water or sparkling water. We'll add that in. Fortunately, I remembered before it was completely done blending. Lid back in. What I was listening for was the sound of the ice cubes sloshing around going away, which meant that they were all blended up nicely. If you were timing that, that was about a minute in the blender. This one's a really fancy blender and it has a frozen drink setting. Mine at home does not, so just pulse it for about a minute. You definitely want to do a pulse rather than just constant blend, at least until you've broken up the ice into good chunks. But then you want to just blend it until it's a smooth consistency throughout. Ooh, this one's really fancy. It has a pouring stuff. So much fancier than mine. All right, so now you're gonna take your margarita glass and gonna rub the edge here with lime to get it wet and sticky. If you do not like your margarita salted, you can skip this step or you can just do lime and that'll be fine. And then I have a plate here with a ring of salt. Just dip it in there. Give it a little salt crust. Pour in your margarita and top with another slice of lime. And there you go, one frozen margarita. So I hope you have a fabulous summer. Enjoy all of your summer parties with these cool and refreshing drinks that are great for everybody of all ages and everybody you invite to your party. Have a great time.